morning, guys. So this railway, we out here getting it, but we really ain't getting it, y'all. We're going over here to the dump. We got just a necessary evil, man. You got to take care of sometimes. Going to the dump, gonna get this stuff dumped, so I can have the dump trailer for a mulch job. I got a couple of people doing this weekend, so gotta have the dump trailer empty and all that there. So we're gonna take care of that, and yeah. Well, he said he's gonna take one for the team today. So, right. The team, y'all.
Be like that.
It gotta be like that sometimes. So I had a guy, and I like doing topics on what you guys comment on and stuff. So I had a guy yesterday, and I'm grateful for all the comments, y'all, for real. It kind of makes me think about certain things and stuff. So
same here.
Yeah, I'm grateful for the comments, man. I love the interaction, man. It ain't always got to be positive. I don't want to, yeah, man. I want somebody that has you know, real concerns or real stuff going on. You know, if they don't happen not to agree with me, that's cool too. You know, I mean, I don't look at it as anything bad. But anyway, so I got what do you call it? A comment. I did that out. So I got a comment from a guy, young. Apparently, I guess he's a young man. I don't really know how old he was or nothing, but he's like first or second year in, and he was asking me how I build apartment complexes, and I told him, you know, that the only apartment complexes I've ever done is existing customers own them, and I always end up knowing what the other people were charging. So that kind of gives me a baseline of how to charge for that. But he was saying that he's like his second year in or so. He's only got one mower, and he's got like 4 or 5 apartment complexes that he wants to bid on. And I don't know what you guys would do, but I told him, and I don't know if it's great advice or not, I told him I wouldn't even be trying to get no apartment complexes.
Let me spend a little bit of knowledge to doing that.
I mean, you got to have, I believe, and this is just my take, I believe you need a little more experience than a couple of years, and you also need more equipment. And you also, yeah.
That is very true.
Yep.
And another thing is, I've done those before, and it is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, imagine, yeah, and then the labor part of it, you got to be in a position to where if your mower breaks down, you can go buy another mower. I mean, that's the kind of spot you need to be in when you start taking on big apartment complexes and things like that, man.
And then you got to be dealing with the office people critiquing and being whining and all that.
Yeah, then you got to deal with 100 residents. Somebody can always be crying about something.
Yep. About you didn't blow off a spot, you didn't weed that
exactly.
spot.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, dude. Yeah. So there's a lot of things going on, but the biggest thing to me, other than the physical work of it, is if you can't succeed and you can't do it, at least in the community I live in, well, you burn that bridge. So if you take on, say you take on the apartments and your business is not really ready for it, and you can't fulfill your end of the obligation, then you just lost that client. They're not going to hire you in the future either.
And not to mention, you're going to overwhelm yourself with work too. So
yeah, and you want to make sure that you can see your dollars. A lot of these apartment complexes and commercial sites, they only want to pay once a month. And if you're in a spot where you are starting out, at least for me, when I was in a spot when I was starting, I had to have my money sooner than that. I couldn't hold out 5 weeks or 4 weeks or 3 weeks on getting my money, and then, you got to have the equipment too, even if it ain't, nobody says you have to have equipment like I got or new equipment or anything, but you got to have more than one mower. And I think the guy said he only had one 48-inch mower.
At least a 52.
Yeah. And of course, you got to be thinking about if that mower breaks down, what are you going to do? Because once the season starts and once you take on apartment complexes like that, well, there ain't no stopping after you get started on it. It will overrun you. It can. You would have to be dedicated, focused, and have the ability to go get another machine. And of course, it all goes back to how big these apartment complexes are. You say apartment complexes, well, you can have apartment complexes and have 20 units in it. And then you can have apartment complexes that got 600 units in it. So, But if you get to the bigger ones, they're not going to want. They're probably not going to hire nobody young and in the game, and, you know, young just starting in the game anyway. They're going to want somebody a little bit older, not because the older guys better or worse. It's just because they probably feel more comfortable with somebody my age than somebody 22 or 25. I mean, that's, you know, I ain't trying to say you can't get work. I'm just telling you the reality of how people look at things. You know, they're going to assume, and I ain't saying they're right, they're going to assume that at 25 or under, that you couldn't have been in business long enough to really be able to take on that and be efficient and all of that, and have insurance and all of that. I know to do apartment complexes and things like that, you've got to have some insurance. So, and I ain't talking about, I'm talking about liability insurance and stuff. So, my first 4 years, I did not have insurance. Now, I know y'all gonna get some flack about that, but hey, I was trying to pay my bills. So, you know, but as soon as I saw the need for insurance and I had the ability to buy insurance, and that's what I did. So, and insurance is pretty cheap too, man, for what you get. But no, man, I would not take on, I wouldn't take on even one apartment complex unless it was just a tiny one, you know, because there's a whole lot that can go wrong on apartment complexes, man. I mean,
I've done seen that.
Yeah, he's done a lot of apartment complexes for other companies that he's worked with, so, you know, that's what they did. But I can only imagine when you got guys out there weed eating everywhere and there's cars every freaking where.
It is a mess.
It ain't nothing to break a window or sling a rock against a car. And then even if you didn't, a homeowner or the resident think you did, then there's problems for you. I mean, even if you didn't, you know, you can say, I didn't do it, and there's no way that they can prove that you did it, but the resident can
If they
raise
have cameras, they can prove it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that too, you know. So man, I would stay away from apartment complexes right now. What I would do is I would build my confidence up by doing all the homeowner yards. You know, I would do homeowner yards, homeowner yards, homeowner yards. And another thing too, I know this is getting long-winded. Another thing too, when you talk about doing apartment complexes and working for the mortgage companies and things like that, well, they want to 1099 you, so they're going to want you to pay taxes on that money. So anytime you get over $600, and I'm sure it's like this, the feds, anytime you get over $600 in payout from a business that like a mortgage company or something, they're gonna 1099 you. I've had them do it to me. Now Johnny Homeowner, he ain't gonna do that. He's gonna pay you, you know, $150 a month, give or take, you know, whatever size property it is, for 2 cuts a month or whatever, and according to what region of the United States you're in. He's going to give you, you know, $60, $70 a cut, and but he's not thinking about writing it off on his taxes or nothing. He's not thinking about, you know, if you got liability insurance. You know, now though some are, but you know, most of them aren't thinking like that either, because they understand, you know. Now if you break a window, well, you're probably going to have to pay for it to keep that customer. I've broken windows and didn't have insurance, and I had to pay for it, and that's why I do high volume, because I understand that shit can go wrong and it can go south real quick. And, you know, you could be lollygagging along and just making money, earning, and wow, break one window and cost you $800. That's a fact. I've done it before. So, that's the kind of thing that you got to watch out for. And when you're at apartment complexes, there's just, to me, it's just to me, 13 years in, there's easier ways to make money, y'all. Trust me. Trust me, without the freaking worry. You know, if you're the owner, dude, if I was the owner of a landscape business and I got 6 guys at an apartment complex, I'm gonna be on freaking pins and needles, man. Because I just know that there's so much that can go wrong. You know, they can sling a rock and hit anything. I mean, they could get hurt on some of the retainer walls and some of the steeper properties. You know, because when they build these apartment complexes, man, a lot of them they ain't build them with lawn maintenance in their mind. They're not, you know, designing it. Oh well, that slope is going to be too steep to be able to cut the grass.
No, what it is the faster they get done, the more money they get.
Yeah. So you know, so yeah, man. I would not take on those. I would focus on the homeowner lawns. I would focus on my family stuff. You know, my mom, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, cousin. I try to do all those and build your confidence up, dude. You got to build your confidence up, because by the mere fact that you're asking me how I would bid that, that tells me, and that should tell you, and it's a good thing, dude. You're really in a good spot, really, to be thinking that, because when I was in that spot that you're in, I wouldn't have asked nobody shit. I would have went and tried to do it, and I would have burned a bridge. That's a fact. So I know that I could not take on, at that point, my brain just wasn't broad enough in my business to be able to understand all the ramifications of everything going on. So yeah, but you can fall in and do the homeowner lawns and not have to worry about taxes on them sending you a 1090 form, not having to worry about waiting on your money till the end of the month, and not having the liability of being in a parking lot, apartments, parking lot. You need big blowers, and there's a lot of equipment that you need to really make money at it. And if you don't have the equipment and stuff, then there's going to be somebody else. You're not going to get to work anyway, but you're going to have to charge a lot more than somebody that's got a stand-on blower, and four mowers,
or a billy goat.
Yeah. Ferris makes a stand-on mower, for to do the big parking lots and stuff. And of course, I don't know what size apartment complex you're talking about. Like I said earlier, it could be a big one or it could be a little one. So if I was you, I'd steer away from it, dude. But but if you ain't got no other work and you're trying to pay your bills, I don't ever want to tell a man, no, he can't do this, or no, he shouldn't do this. But no, you shouldn't do this. If you got enough work, and if you got work in other places that you might be able to broaden out, and you got to get to it, man, because the season has started. So if you ain't out there marketing, you need to be marketing right now. Today, like now. You don't need to be waiting until next week and next month and all that stuff, because what I've learned out here is if you don't get to work by the middle of May, you ain't gonna get it, because they done hire somebody else. At least down here in the South where I live at, the only way you're gonna get, usually by the middle of May, that's when I know how many customers I'm gonna have for the summer or not. The bulk of the customers are already in the books and already signed up for the summer, and all that. Usually the only way I get more customers after that, especially after June 1st or so, is if, they fire a landscaper and they hire me. Somebody buys a house and they hire me. Somebody sells a house and they hire me. Somebody buys a property and they hire me. That's the only way I usually get any work after June 1st, give or take. These are just some little old pointing tips that I've learned over the years, that if you're not ready, you have to prepare, y'all, for real, man, for real, y'all. You got to prepare all winter to have a successful summer. I ain't sitting on Granny's couch in the wintertime. I'm spending money. I'm making strategic moves with my equipment. I'm making sure everything is on point, and to get ready for March, April, all the way to November, because it is a marathon out here, dude. And if you're not ready and you don't have any equipment to back up equipment, you can't take on big sites, because you burn a bridge, and and you're not gonna get paid, and you're gonna have a broke mower sitting there, So yeah, there's a lot of moving parts, man, when you start a business like this, and thinking first thing you got to do is you got to be able to pay your bills. So you got to figure out how you're gonna do that first. And I was doing like Jesse Blackfoot was doing. I'm just taking on everything, But with that being said, your back's got to be able to handle everything. You have to work really hard sometimes to, doing mulch, doing this, doing that, doing whatever, it takes. You got to buy tools all along the way. You can't get the money and go out to the steakhouse. You can't get the money and go buy video games. You got to get the money and put it in fuel and equipment for the next day, Anyway, that's just some thoughts on that. This is Ray Away. We'll kick back with you. Peace out. Hey guys, so we're over here on, I don't know which one it is, but
And I'm gonna try to get you some footage over here. Alright y'all, so there's the yard. Just a quick story about this customer right here, y'all. So I've been doing this yard for a really long time, probably around 9 years. We put sod in here. We laid 12 pallets of sod in here back about 8 years ago, the new sod. And yeah, so I've been doing the yard ever since then. This yard was nothing like this. We actually did we did 12 pallets one time, and then we came back the next season, and I think we did 8 more. So there's about 20 pallets of sod that we did in here. And all this flat part out here was all done. We didn't do that. We did the part on the slope and all that up in there, you know. Come out to about, and of course the roadside, the contractor did that when they built the place. But yeah. So over the years, I've trimmed the trees up to make them nice and neat, to where as I know, the Bermuda grass needs sun. And if the Bermuda grass don't get no sun, or gets a little sun, then it ain't gonna grow right. So get away. Look at the wizard, y'all. Look at him, y'all. You ever seen anybody blow like that? Look at that. That boy right there. Man, that boy's moving, man. Have you ever seen anybody blow off like that? Damn, man. Anyway, y'all, so yeah, that's just a little brief history on me and this customer. I've done a lot of work for her over the years, but the biggest thing I did, this is one of the prettiest sod jobs I've done. There's a couple more yards that we cut where I did the sod there, and I'll point those out as we get through the season, man. So this is Ray and Wade. Peace out, y'all.